Right then. So you started already as well, huh? Hey, I see you. Hey, Thomas. What happened with what? Can you hear me? You need to go off the. You need to go off your phone. Hello. Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Hey, Robert. Hey, KJ. We just literally pulled on right this second. So thank you, Wizzle. I appreciate it for letting me know you can hear me. Thomas, we can hear you as well.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't embroider the jacket. It came like this. This actually is print. Everybody always wants to see it, honestly. I'll show it to you more in just a little bit. We need to do our prayer that we do at the beginning of service, and then after that, we move forward. So Thomas is his time clock is he's a little bit later than we are here. So Thomas, you want to pray this time, or do you want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay. And thank you, God, for giving us this time to be together with our friends, and thank you for allowing us to celebrate loving each other and joy in life. And we just appreciate all of what you've given us already and what you continue to give us in our daily lives and for the future. So thank you very much, and help us to continue today and tonight with that same goal in mind. Amen. All right. Ready. Did you pray along with us, Thomas?
Yep.
Even though your eyes were open, were you praying?
Yep.
Okay. Because I think somebody was just thinking that you have a kind of a look on your face right now. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, so we're here on Love Is All, and we decided to go on tonight. I don't know how long Thomas is going to be able to hang in with us because he has had a long
It's
day of
only an hour
helping
still,
people.
so that should be fine. It's only to run about an hour today, and that's about it.
What is it? Are you okay? Is your mouth
Hmm.
all right?
Yeah. Just be about an hour
No, I
today.
mean, like,
That's
did
all.
you bite it or something?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Um, so, you guys are giving him a hard time. Maybe lay off a little bit. That would be nice. He has had a long day. He's not drunk or high or anything, just tired. It happens. So, we're going to be kind to each other. That's why we're here, really. So, for those of you that don't know, I'll fill you in on what Love is All again is really quick. Hey, Tech. Hey, Dean. And Cheryl's here. Yay.
Hey, Cheryl.
Cheryl's number one. I'll say it every single time. She's my first subscriber on at Love Is All. So this is at Love Is All one, and you can find me at Love Is All. I am very slowly, but I will probably do a whole bunch at once, adding content to my actual page, including content from here, like the Valentine's show and some other ones that everyone seems to enjoy. Okay, so what Love Is All is. It is going to be, and already is, a group of individuals and agencies, charities, coming together to help the community. So, like, from a local perspective, is the biggest perspective, is really from the local up. So, like, say in your neighborhood, there's here, there's a bunch of trees and they need cutting down. And the neighbors can't really do it. Your neighbors can't cut down their own trees. You maybe can't cut down your own trees. Or maybe you just need some help to finish it, to do the job. And if you can cut them all down, then what are you going to do with the wood? Do you need all that wood? Um, do you have a place to dry and to store it to dry so that you can utilize it later? If you don't, then some people will just try to burn the wood. Burning wet wood, not a good idea for your neighbors or yourself, or the environment for that matter. So, I found a wood cutting nonprofit wood cutting service volunteer group that is working under a church charitable organization called Harvest Call through the Apostolic Church in Salem, Oregon here. Well, yeah, I believe it's considered a Salem. And so anyway, they're amazing. They're an amazing group of individuals. I've met a whole bunch of them. And they actually, some of them want to join the board of LoveIZaLL. So we are working together. Oh, hey, emotional night from Indonesia. Wow. Oh, I don't know what you guys are writing here. I'm gonna go back and look up because there's some things that are not so nice. Cheryl's taking care of a bunch of people right now. Um, hello, I wish I could pronounce your name. Abdullah, Abdul. Hmm. Because I'm not entirely sure. Abdelhai. If anybody knows how to spell that out in the way that I could pronounce it exactly, where you write the letters, um, let me know because I would love to say your name accurately. Robert, 10 years clean. Awesome. Who helped you beat that? Was it yourself? Because you know you did, right? You got to give yourself credit. It's important. God, God only makes good people. What we choose to do with it, that's the important part. Okay. Um, yes, people do have, someone mentioned that people have weird twitching habits and things like that. Yes, they do. I had a son, one of my sons has had that for quite a while. They called it a tick. He had multiple ones. It was just part of his development and like a nervous thing. And then when he was tired, it would come out more. And then as he actually realized he was doing it, like he looked in the mirror and realized he was doing it, then he subsided doing it more and more and then just relaxed. So I just relaxed with it. It was fine. I'm not sure which claims you, yeah, I said. Wait. I'm not sure what Sin Sage was saying. Say that 5 times fast. Okay. It says, what are we talking about here? This is not, I'm not Silk or Jagged Edge, so I'm not sure who we're talking about or what we're talking about exactly. And questions about who's better, that's just silliness. Okay. There we go. Abdelhai, Abdelhai. Nathan wrote out AB space DEL space HI to help me be able to say Abdelhai. Or is it Abdali? Abdelhai. I'm not sure. Robert, I helped, but I had help. Okay, yes. I helped and I have help is often how it is for me. Let's see. Mm, Arthur Kerr. Tom's last name begins with SPY, and that is what kind of spy he is. Let's see. The leather, do I ride? I have. I do not have anything to ride right now, but have. It's not something that I do on a regular basis, though, and the main reason is if I get hurt that badly, I'm gonna get really hurt. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm little. I have immune stuff, and so when I get scratches and things like that, if my immune system is tired, then I can get hurt really bad. So I have to be careful. And my kids want me around, so there's that. You know. All right. I do some things that seem risky, but I know that the risk level is actually lower for me on those things, like walking on logs because I can balance really well, like over ravines and things like that. So anyway, I do it when I feel like I'm safe and I'm fine. I'm not sure where the. Okay. All right, I gotta catch up here. I'm not drinking ketchup. Okay. Maybe he is a double agent, for all I know. Actually, I talk to him so often. If he is, he's definitely got something else going on that I'm not aware of. So, pizza. Hey, I got my pizza right here. I'm getting ready to eat it as soon as I can get him to start talking.
What? What's it?
Hey, mister.
What's going on?
All right. It's your turn to talk because I can eat some of my food so I don't starve. Since we
Okay.
went on as quickly as possible because I knew you were tired. And
Right.
it's later. It's later for you there than it is for me here.
Right. Exactly. It's pretty late.
That's
One
why I
o'clock.
want to add some people. If anybody, I don't know, Cheryl, what is her time? She's in the UK, right?
I don't know.
Um, no, she's here. Why do I keep thinking she's in the UK? I don't know. Well, is she over east with next to you? I wrote
I'm
it
not
down.
sure. I'm not sure. Virginia, she said.
Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. I was like, it's east of me. Yeah, okay.
And I said it's 2 a.m. or 2 a.m. there.
All right, right. So, yeah, because I want to find a couple people that want to go on with me, and I can invite him on to go on at night if he's too tired and I'm awake because have to eat and end up not being able to sleep and whatever. That's what happens when you have certain illnesses. But I'll do what I can to be healthy. Nathan, you might be from the future, but maybe since you seem so nice, so far you've been so nice, that's good and kind. We can go ahead and maybe add you to our conversation if you want to be. But we'd have to send you a link, right? Or could you post it or?
No, not right now.
Mm,
I
mm. I can send it to him.
Well,
Mm, mm, mm-hmm.
mm,
I have these little round pizzas. Here, I'll show you. I have these little pizzas. I put some olives and things on them, and some balsamic vinegar, and some mild green sauce and mild red sauce. Mm. Hey West, what do I think of atheists? what do I think of atheists? I don't know. Are they people too? Last I checked. I said God makes only good people. That would include atheists, right? Uh-huh. Mm. Or murderers and, you know, so it doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter any of it. I've dated atheists. I married one. Not married anymore though, just so you know. He wanted to believe in God. My ex-husband. He wanted to believe in God. And he told me that he loved my faith. Like, wished he could have my kind of faith. And he would go to church with me a couple times over the years and watch me and try to figure out where I was getting my faith from. And I would show him miracles. And the interesting thing is, he actually saw miracles. He saw these things happening. He saw that I could say, this is going to happen next week. And that would happen next week because I had a vision of it. Or this is going to happen next year when I had visions of COVID before it happened. And he saw all that happening. He saw it all. He saw it. He still was. And then we figured out he had a learning disability, and is probably the reason that he kind of gets stuck in his mind on certain things. And so I still believe he does believe. It's just the way he thinks makes him think he's an atheist. And that's totally fine. And even if he was, I married him because of his heart, because of the way he cared about. And he had some difficulties at the end there and throughout the last couple of years, I would say. Um, I don't need to get into that, but it wasn't nice things he did to me. I, I still love him. That's how that goes. All right. And now you know something personal. um, I don't know who says. Okay, some people believe that God sends people to hell, but Jesus, hello, hello. Hey, if you're Christian, you at least believe in Jesus, right? And he paved the way. Literally, all the things he said was, you know, believe in me. Believe in love. Believe in kindness. Believe in these things that I'm teaching you. Come to my Father through me, through loving. And he was telling all the Jewish people this, right? And so if we look at that from that aspect, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, since I was a little girl, and also in everything I keep looking for in the Bible to see if there's any real reason why it wouldn't be, um, everyone can go to heaven. Everyone. Atheist or not. Everyone. Now, is it a lot easier if you actually truly believe in God and you believe in Jesus makes everything easier because we don't have to have guilt. There's no such thing as guilt. It doesn't need to happen. Do we need to make ourselves better? Well, only in the sense that we ask God, we follow his ways and his will, and we ask him, you know, or her, however you want to view it. We ask God for guidance so that we can follow God's way, God's will. And so we can do that through loving each other as Jesus taught it to love each other. And Buddhist principles of Confucius, these are all actually very much in line with what Jesus was saying. You know, stay calm, love each other, think about it, don't, love thy neighbor is the greatest of all, of loving God, love thy neighbor, love yourself. Yes, yes. Take care of your body. It's important. Health is important if you want to be kind to each other. That really got me going, didn't it? Oh, we're gonna quote John 3:16. I figured that was coming. Yes. Great. Have eternal life through Jesus. Amen. I want to spiteful. Robert, geez Louise. Go back to the Old Testament then, but I don't want to live there. I don't want to be there. Because if you have a vengeful God, then that means that you have a lot of inside of you. And that makes it difficult to see the miracles. It makes it difficult just to have that beauty in your life. If you want that beauty in your life, you have to let that go. You know, love thy neighbor, pray for your enemies, and you'll be amazed at what happens. Um, oh, now we're going back to Hebrews. Well, you guys realize that some of these conversations were meant for specific individuals and specific times. So if we're going to start quoting scripture, then I think you need to put up exactly who said it, who they were talking to, yes, why they said it, why it ended up in the Bible. Okay? This is important because taking scripture out of context, no, let's not do that. And yes, we need the Old Testament to have the foundation for the New Testament. I do agree with you, Cheryl. I'm making a point of saying that we do not live in the same time period as the Old Testament. Jesus has come back as well. So Jesus has been here on the earth. The Old Testament foretells of it. The Hebrew books, they tell of this. And so that's how we got the Old Testament. It's their record keeping. And many other extremely well done record keeping. And obviously choices. They made choices on how to interpret things over the years. And so we end up with the Old Testament. And I am actually Cheryl's Jewish, I believe, right? So she would have an amazing perspective on this. And so I'm not going to take that away from you. If you have anything to say, please. And the New Testament definitely it has letters and things like that to churches and whatnot. Um, Instructions for a new church, for the new church, the Christian church. However, if we look at it today, we still need to think of when it was written, who it was written to, what the cultural experience was, all of that. We need to take all of that into an understanding so we can understand what it is was trying to be said. And usually the most important things of all of those is literally love. Be loving, and all of this other stuff kind of fades away. Okay? We don't need to go after each other. We don't need to do any of that. We don't need to make mistakes and ally ourselves with bad kings, right? With Herod. We don't need to do any of these things. We can ally ourselves with good people, people that are kind, loving, have God in their heart, and if they're an atheist, I have allied myself with atheists many times, and God has put me in that position to do so. I don't know that every Christian should or can or would do something like that because they might think that it's something that uh, is bad. But if God tells me to do so, and He tells me to do so, to love thy neighbor. I mean that's what I'm doing. Amen. I'm not going out and partying with them every night and getting drunk and high and all that, but I am having uh, fellowship with them. We'll put it that way. That's it. I love many of my atheist friends. Love them. Okay, so I would not. That's why I just have to put that in there. I can't believe you guys got me talking about this. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Because if I go too far, I'm gonna be like later on or tomorrow and be like, I need to fix that. How do I fix that? I need to say this other thing better. So I just Thomas, please.
What?
Do you have anything to say? I'm trying to look on here. Is Cheryl said anything else? Oh, there, right.
She talked about more about the Bible.
Oh, I like that. Yes. It says people forget when Jesus was alive, all there was the Old Testament to teach and learn from. Exactly. Exactly. And that viewpoint right there is important. That's an important perspective and what I was getting at. So thank you,
Oh no,
Cheryl. I
not this
appreciate
again.
that.
Please, not this again. Not this again.
Mhm.
Final Destination, man. Please, not again.
Lewis, just so you know, even if there is no evidence, good evidence for God, in your opinion, okay? Because there's been quite a few scientists, philosophers, and whatnot that have looked at this, archaeologists, from every standpoint. I've read quite a few books on both sides, on sides in the middle, and just all over the place. And met and talked to people that have changed their mind that were complete atheists and are extremely intelligent people, but just started doing a bunch of research because they wanted to prove that the Bible was not true. They didn't weren't able. They were not able to do it. So
Ugh.
anyway, I know for a fact
No, I
that
mean,
even if God doesn't exist, okay, even if that was true, believing makes your life so much better. So much better. So it's like you just might as well just say, okay, God, take the wheel. That's how what people put it,
um,
right?
I
Okay,
mean,
God, I'll follow your will, your way. If you don't believe in God, then okay, Bible or other very good. The Bible is one of the best, honestly. Writings that specify or loving, or just follow love is all right? That's as close as you can get. Because I literally came up with that from God and from the Bible. So follow loving each other. If you follow that, you will literally see God everywhere. And whether you want to believe or not, that's up to whether or not you can open your mind enough to see the miracles that are around you. And yeah, yeah. Either that or I just have amazing visions and I'm not sure where they're coming from, but I believe in God, so it's helping me to do those things. And the more I believe, the more I can do. So smart.
faith is just faith. I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to have anything to have faith in something. Even if God, let's be the opposite way. Let's say God isn't real. Let's say He isn't. I mean, let's just say it isn't.
Mm,
Does having faith in something really that helps somebody really, you know, matter anymore?
mm.
As long as it
Yeah,
works for good.
Colossians 3:14. For some reason, I thought it was Corinthians. Okay, Colossians 3:14 needs to go up on our mission page. I wrote that down before.
um, I had, I
And
don't know.
Tristan Tigger, hoping I'm saying that correctly. Tristan Tigger wrote in the Bible, Colossians 3:14 states, and above all these things, put on love. I'm not sure which version is this, but put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony.
Uh,
And he wrote, this verse means that love is the most important virtue and quality.
well, that's what I'm saying. Let's say none of that stuff is real.
And
If
yes, I agree.
even if let's say the whole thing is a sham, the book is not a sham just by what it says. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I don't necessarily. I mean, I had a different path than any kind of faith that I could have than most people did, in the sense of I didn't you know have the conventional means. I've looked into everything from Buddhism to Wicca to Christianity to sadly Scientology, which isn't even a religion, but that's just a damn cult. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I've looked at many places, Native American teachings for stuff, and they all have their values, but the values are usually the same, like I said last time. And then on top of it, it doesn't really matter whether they're true or not if they cause you to lead your life to be better and they make you have faith in things and they make you be happy. And there really shouldn't be a reason to do anything. Faith is an absence of doubt, and whether that be in a God or a person or a love or whatever.
You have a couple of trollers, don't we? Well, of course we do. Of course we do. can't talk about this stuff without that happening. Can't be on the internet really without happening. Yes, Robert, I agree. I agree. The morals he wrote, even if you don't believe in the stories, the morals are there. Is faith a good way to knowledge? Yes. I'm just gonna say it. Yes, because at least in this culture over here, we were not raised Buddhist, okay, in the United States of America. If I was, it's possible I would not need faith as much to gain knowledge. However, being who I am, and because I'm with nature and I already follow this, like, I figured out I was already following the type of Buddhist teachings, and
I have.
um, so anyway,
I
it
won't say
helps us to stay calm and be happy and to see
that.
things from a wider perspective.
I don't.
I do already think that way. I see kind of I see the bigger picture and I put in all the little pieces. So here I go, putting in some more
Here's the
pieces.
thing, though. This guy, you don't know, or Lewis, you don't accept or believe in Hinduism, Islam. Should I say, minded? I wouldn't say that, man. Muhammad was a great prophet. I've read the Quran twice, not recently, but a long time ago.
Mm. Lewis
It's
must have had some bad experiences in church or
it's
something.
just they're all different beliefs, but they come back to some of the same principles. So I don't think that's ridiculous. And in Alcatraz, which I think is a take on albatross, but it's a sham. Um, like I said, faith isn't a
Faith and
sham.
religion are not the same thing either, Lewis. So I
Um,
know you wrote that you feel much happier after deconverting, and so I just want to reach out my heart to you and let you know that I'm sorry for whatever. I mean, not personally, I didn't do
I
anything,
will
but
say, I will say
for
one thing
whoever
too.
held
To the
your
other part of
toes to the fire or something and said you have to do this and you have to do that
the,
because that is not a God, it is not Jesus, it's not.
I will say one thing. Like, from that, the thing about Blumpkin was weird. Actually, he was a troll, yeah, but he was over the line. But he's weird because some of the stuff he said before it was deleted. Thanks, Vids, by the way, for taking care of that guy. Videos. Mom is here, which is an interesting username, but he's basically doing it. Um, got rid of him because he was kind of going over the thing, but it's weird because that guy actually knows me from somewhere because he said some very poignant things that are absolutely. But we won't go into that. But that's just weird. Um, and hello to Portuguese Jim.
Mhm. I like that. Did
He's
you read what
running
we're
around.
all imperfect before the divine? We're all imperfect before the divine. Did you read what he wrote? Or she? I
No,
can't see. Yes, I always say that too. If God isn't real, faith will save your life either way.
no,
Huh? Yep.
no.
Amen.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Lewis says I'm open-minded. That's good. That's good.
Everyone has faith. If you have this guy West, everyone has faith. You sit in a chair, you have
Thank
faith that
you,
the chair won't drop
Albatross.
you. You do. This channel is about God. I wouldn't say. I'd say this channel is about just being chill, being in a state of loving happiness, and
Yeah,
if it
we
involves
just
God
ended
and
up
faith,
talking about that tonight.
I guess they have a kind of synergy sometimes for most people in the Western world, especially. Um, you know, if a troll pokes at you, it shouldn't be subtle. It should be
Mm.
subtle. Yeah. Fortunately, there's no God of every religion had helped or something, but this world is too corrupt to have justice from beyond.
This
Um,
this this show is actually about Love Is All,
let's
the
see.
as a mission, as a
Here's the
nonprofit,
thing:
because we are founding
it's
it and we're putting our board together now.
if it comes down to that, I mean, when you look about that part of it with the corruption, human beings are corrupt. God gave everybody free will. In that sense, like I said previously, and that kind of allowed people to get into corruption and everything else. A matter of fact, religion, without getting into it, is subjugated for political gain, money gain. Look at these mega churches; those things are horrible. I mean, they're really horrible. They're taking all that money, they have all
Mm.
that wealth, but yet they don't do it actually to help anybody with it, do they? Or you get all the people that'll say, "I'm Christian, just so you'll vote for me because I'm a politician. So I'm Christian, so you'll vote for me. I believe in God, yes I do," and then not believe a word of it. And I'm not going to get into who, where, what, why, because it's a lot of them from all sides of all political parties in many countries, and they use a tool. But that's because God gave you free will, and the universe gave you free will. And if you don't want to believe in God, you got to believe in the universe. Um, so that's the way that works to me. What is this?
Yeah, and
How do you
Christoph.
know what love is if you didn't have hate? Well, that's an interesting question. How day is without night? That's very true. You have to have the spectrum of emotions to actually appreciate it. If everything was one way all the time, we wouldn't have the variations, and we wouldn't be able to appreciate the other side of it. So, if you didn't have bad things happen to you, you can appreciate the good stuff that happens because you wouldn't have anything to check it against. But the thing is, you can stay in one or the other. That can be a choice, um, and that's where weird.
It is a choice.
This pizza must be his body. Well, that's just a bit weird, but that's that I think that would get more people into communion though if they made pizza communion wafers. But I mean, that sounds a little bit sacrilegious, so we won't go there too much.
It doesn't really matter what it is.
And then videos of your mom says, "I don't know if you need to hate or love the tiger. Man, it's not a yin yang thing. You can be
More about
disgusted
what
or
you.
upset or have a different opinion to norm. But when you show love or hate, it comes back, and that's good too." They want to know what kind of pizza it is. Miguel here. Um,
It's a personal pizza from a local place
but
on
what
the West
kind is it? Is
Coast.
what they're wanting to know.
It's a Supposedly it's a supreme pizza, and I added more things to it that I cut up and made. I added bacon and olives and tomatoes because the supreme that was on here wasn't supreme, so I made it.
It was the same. It was the same pizza they served at the Last Supper. Um,
I kind of made it in my air fryer right before the show, right before this, so we could get on quite quickly.
but
But I had
yeah,
run a bunch of errands and things were silly out there today, so everything took a little bit longer, and I ended up having to help. Well, I didn't have to help, but me and how I get led, I did help people along the way home. It took me about 3 hours longer than it would have otherwise.
hello, motivation. Hi, how am I doing? Motivation. Where have you been some days? Sorry, that was a bad joke. Um,
I'm
target
sorry,
cap.
if you act like I don't have motivation to do this, with all my writing and everything I put together in the time while
No,
I've
just
been sick and everything, I'm gonna.
no. I was
Well,
just
I'm
making a
really not
joke.
gonna do
The guy is called
anything.
motivation. The guy is called motivation. He said, "Hi, how you doing?" I said, "Where have you been on some days?" Motivation. Holy crap! You guys make me look like a Boy Scout. Okay. Oh, Darth, that's because you're talking about the trolls. Well, hey, it's what time of the morning is it now? It's 1:33 in the a.m. on a week.
Yeah, death isn't that bad. I know, so subtle.
Oh,
I'm not Jewish, guys. Actually,
not,
though, I do
not
think
till
it
next
is
Tuesday.
kosher.
Next Tuesday, that'll all change. Um,
Oh, haha, so funny, Bids.
Romans
That's all I'm gonna
3:23 is
say
for
about
all
that.
have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Being every person is
Hey,
committed.
motivation. Oh, now I get where he's coming up with the joke. I couldn't figure it out.
Right,
I was like, what? Oh, you're
exactly.
coming.
Motivation. Where have
Because,
you
well,
been?
you didn't say that there's a person
I
in
did.
the
I
feed
said
name
his name is
profile. You did?
motivation.
Oh, you said
I said
his
his
name.
name is motivation. I
Okay.
assume as a he. I'm sorry to
Sorry.
assume your gender. But first, Roman persons who is in there would be God perfect
Let me
standard of
fix
righteousness.
this.
I don't know. You see, I know the Bible actually says that, but I have an issue with that. Perfect thing of righteousness. When you start to define things of perfection, I think that's a bit odd unless you're actually talking about like God or the universe or Mother Nature. The perfection can actually at least come take place or come close to taking place. You look at people; people are always flawed. If we weren't flawed, we wouldn't grow. If we wouldn't flawed, we wouldn't have reason to have faith because having faith is looking past the flaws and
Hmm.
doing it anyway. Um, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And you get me here for
West,
your
I
last
actually
moment.
think it's a kind of a cute little joke. It's like,
Could God craft a stone even he could not lift? Don't think so. Son was more of a carpenter than a stonemason. You can assume
I'm
gender
having
now,
to
babe.
go through past some of these, just so you know.
We're all already dead. Well, this is really boring purgatory, isn't it? Chat in purgatory. Okay, dude. By the time you said
Being a
the
good person
enough,
on your own doesn't grant you entry into heaven. It depends on your definition of good person, in my opinion.
oh, this guy with it. I'm gonna die
When I was a
stuff.
kid, I used to ask my mom when we would go to Christian church, or Catholic
Thanks,
for
man.
that matter, why would all the people that are over there doing amazing things, loving God, praying every day, way more than we pray, devoting their life to listening to God's voice, it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't go to heaven. It doesn't make sense. So I read the Bible a lot, more and more and more, trying to find where it says they are definitely going to hell. You tell me where it says that, because I don't see it. Not in any context that makes any sense. Nope. My opinion. And you guys can all be mad at it or not. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because it's just my opinion. That's it. It's just how I feel about it. And your path to heaven and your path to God can be different than mine.
I think
Robert,
that's
your
it.
little thing there is so riddled with contradictions that it's hard to read. And I do not say that in a bad way. I do not say that as a criticism at all. I'm very factual and sometimes the way I speak, and it can come out sounding that way. Um, but you wrote, I said good, not Jesus. You didn't write God. You intentionally wrote good because you wrote it twice. And you're saying that good created night and day, is what you're writing.
I
Um,
I agree with Ghost
so
Mail.
right, so like being good and it creates the nighttime and the daytime. It splits things up.
I agree with Ghost Snail, where he said you don't have to fear God. What did he exactly say? He said you shouldn't have to fear God to choose to be a good person, and that's true too.
So you're
You know,
basically
the
saying
humans
Jesus
really
is
need
not a
that.
deity, and then whether he is or not, it honestly to me it doesn't make a difference. God is love.
You
Jesus
know, in
is the definition and description of love. I mean, I know what I believe and I know what I feel in my
well,
heart.
you know that I went to that Buddhist temple, and actually by the Buddhist monks, God or Jesus is considered a Buddha because there's more than one Buddha. So even though they're not of the same faith and everything else, he is considered by them to be a Buddha. In Muslim terms, they don't believe he's the son of God, but he does believe they do believe that he's a great prophet. So I think Jesus' message is clear to a lot of
Thank you,
people. You know,
Christoph.
they believe he's the son of God.
Christoph
That's the
wrote, "We're
thing.
here to share thoughts. No one is offended. I like to hear what others think."
I
Thank
look
you.
at it this way: you don't have nothing. I like Tristan Tykett says when you do have to, what do you have to fear when you're doing the good work? You don't, because that's my thing. You know, it sounds egotistical. You could take
God
me to
doesn't
say
want you to
people that
fear God.
I don't. I put it this way: you could take now. I don't have many faults because I know I haven't done too many things wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm infallible like any human being. I make mistakes, but as far as like big major things that would make me feel like I would fear any kind of repercussion, no. Um, you guys believe in hell? Not as a physical place, um,
Robert,
as
I
a
like
state
that
of mind.
little thing you wrote. It's interesting.
As a state of mind, you know,
Fearing
people
God
don't.
does not get us to heaven. Being
No,
fearful never works. It just doesn't. We can have some fear for natural causes and things like that, but then we have to put our faith in God that that we can pray or we can meditate. Or if we don't believe in God, we can meditate. We stay calm and have faith that we're going to get through this day and to tomorrow. And someday we may not be here anymore. We're going to have done what we needed to do while we're here. Um, Whatever that is. And obviously, there's some people that we all feel like didn't get to finish what they were doing. I may end up being one of those
It's essential. Bring back
that I'll
shame.
have done what I needed to do.
Bring back shame. Shame is essential. I don't think shame is essential to anything like that. I really don't. Um, I really don't. I don't think shame has anything to do with it. You can't be ashamed and then be in a state of love. You can't be ashamed and then try to help people.
Yeah, that's what I said. Guilt has no place in God's love. I mean, it has no place in what God wants for us. Because if we feel guilty, then we judge other people. And we're not supposed to judge other people. And we all know the judging people, unless you're an actual judge sitting there doing it for your job, and you go home and you don't do it anymore. um, it it does not benefit society. It doesn't benefit anyone. But instead, if we are loving toward each other and we're kind and we do not judge, then we do not judge ourselves in that. We let God do that. And this is not for us to do. If it's not for us to do, then why would we feel guilty? Instead, we would say what we just did, we know was not the best. Was not the thing we should be doing, right? I knew better. You could say that, but you don't need to sit there and feel horrible about yourself. If you do that, then you're not going to be nice and kind to the people around you and love them. So instead, be loving to each other, be loving to yourself so you can be loving to other people. Be loving to yourself so you can take care of yourself, so you can be healthy. Because how many times in the world do people actually hurt their own bodies with food or lack of sleep or whatever because they feel guilty or go take drugs? That's hurting their bodies. So many times it has to do with guilt and shame. So many. And when you pull people out of that and you give them love, what happens? The people that are incarcerated in jail and prisons, the people that have been shamed to know, like way more than they deserve, really. Their neighbors that put them there probably deserve it way more if we were going to be judges of the world. But I don't want to be a judge of the world because I know too much about the world. And if I was this judge, uh, there'd be a lot of people that are never been to jail, never been incarcerated. They'd be the ones in there. hmm But I'm not judge, and I don't have to sit in that, and I don't have to be vengeful. It's not something I need to do. I do not need to carry that on my heart. I can let it go and be loving and see and understand so much more because of it. So it was just, I know I just took up a bunch of time. Go ahead, Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Lovely. Who wrote that? Jojo. I see. Mmm. Dude, the Hydron Collider. That's not what it's called. Close. And now it's going to be difficult for me to. Oh, I shouldn't have read it in entirety. Okay. Um. So the collider, the atom colliders. There's more than one now. Yay. Uh. So yeah, what do I think of it? I think it's awesome, actually. I think it's possibly one of the most awesome developments that we've had. However, it's nothing new, really. Those things happen in nature. So now we know that. We don't have to be afraid of this collider. Uh, I don't think that. I think that nothing major is going to happen in our lifetimes, as far as like any major accidents or anything with it. People could use that technology and go eventually go further with it. However, right now it takes so much energy to do what that collider does with atoms that uh, we don't have to worry a ton. I mean, we have experiments already where they move a little piece. I think it's a hydrogen molecule. Anyway, they move a piece of an element. They move it from one place to another. I apologize. I don't have the specifics completely. I mean, I have them in my head and I know them, but I don't want to say them inaccurately. I want them to be said accurately. So they move from one place to the next, basically like this, without passing through. So what we would consider time travel or space travel, warping, right? Um, takes so much energy to do that with a tiny little piece of, I think it's hydrogen, just super quite a bit. So I don't think we're good. Uh, I mean, they're coming up with these amazing batteries now, as long as the United States can keep its hands on them and they don't sell them to other countries like they
I,
did not very long ago.
I think Robert, he's right too, but it is true. They took a lot of stuff. That's why. Hmm, that's why I have that, because that's a Celtic cross. And the idea was, when the Celts were told they could no longer worship the sun, when they made their own version of the cross, when they were forced into Christianity, they still kept their God, as if it couldn't be eliminated. So unfortunately, Christianity as a religion has a lot to answer for, as far as like going in and assimilating things, essentially, for lack of a better word, into their faith, that were from other sources, like you said, like Yule, and like they did with the Celtic cross, and like many other a plethora of examples like that. But it doesn't make the religion bad. It just means that along the way, people, like I said, that tried to use it for power and tried to use it for, um, what insightful comment did you have people glossed over?
Um, hold on, I'm going back. I'm just trying to read it quickly.
I don't see. Wait. There it was, maybe. Guilt has no place in God's love. God doesn't believe in karma because it puts you in a state of stress, not peace. God has no place in God's love. God does not believe in karma because it puts you in a state of stress, not peace. I,
CERN, yes, this is
I
CERN.
mean, yeah.
Ha ha ha.
I mean,
Cosmic
yeah.
purpose.
Well, Catholic religion was made to give them power over kings. How about that? Well, yeah, the way we're supposed to have separation of church and state in this country to avoid such
There's some
things,
funny
but it
little
doesn't
jokes
always work
going on
out
in the
that
background
way.
here. And
God,
Tristan,
reincarnate.
they already knew that all these particles exist, that there is no such thing that we know of here in this world that we live in, multiple universes and whatnot. All energy, it's all matter. There is no empty space. So when it comes to tiny, tiny little particles that we couldn't see all of them yet before, and now we're seeing more and more, they were theorized, and now we have more proof of them, and we're still trying to figure out how to measure them all and measure them so that we can
Vincent,
figure
I'm not
out
sure what's going on with
big,
that.
huge
Honestly,
calculations. And what happened
most
at
of
the
as good
very
as mine.
beginning is still illuminating. I think it's illuminate. Yeah, it's illuminating, but it's interesting. So interesting. We were talking about that the other 2 nights ago about the future
JoJo and some
of the
segment.
world. You can watch all sorts of Discovery Channel type. Well, Discovery Channel is something we have here for those of you in Australia. I'm not sure if it Well, they should have something like that, right? I mean,
Was obnoxious,
yeah.
yeah. That was.
I mean, well, okay. I was thinking of crikey. I was thinking of what is his name? Thomas. He
Steve
married
Irwin. Steve
what?
Irwin. Steve
Yes,
Irwin.
yes. Steve Irwin married the lady here in Oregon, who actually I met and a couple times at the zoo south of here. Anyway, so what I'm saying is I'm very, very big into the zoo. But what I'm saying is, I know in Australia they had some sort of discover. Maybe it literally was Discovery Channel, but in the past I checked into it because I was curious, which is why I started talking. And I apologize, I was a plotter on my own memory. Okay, who's next? Yes, Robert, lots of seeking. Seeking, I've been doing lots of seeking how to love myself and my neighbors and everybody all at once while still being healthy. It is a big one because sometimes people will literally, you'll be like, "Are you mad at me today? Because you tried to like, you accidentally done a few things to me today. Like literally, there was accidents, and you know that they don't normally do that. So you're going, how mad are you about that thing that I did last week and didn't mean to do? It's like in their
Extremely.
head somewhere. So I'm like, I'm giving them more love anyway. I'm like, obviously they're hurting somewhere, and then it comes out. It comes out as soon as I start asking them. It comes out. Even though I am being somewhat selfish, I'm trying to protect my own body, so that I am happy and being kind to them. Interesting aspect of that.
Well, that'll do it. If you're raised around it and everything, I mean, that's kind of thing that'll do it. I mean, it can go both ways in that.
Yeah, I have this, Robert. I mean, I have a lot of family from the South. I have quite a bit of family from the South and Southern United States. They are, quite a few of them are Catholic. Uh, I was, I took First Communion when I was
Oh, no.
6. I think I was 6 years old, in the Catholic Church. So I did all of that. I'm not going to badmouth the Catholic Church, but I will say I disagree with some of their views from the past, and some of them have changed because they change with the
Oh,
Pope's
man.
guidance. So, I disagree with saying
Listen,
I can't go to God because I've gone to
from
God so many
America.
times. God talks to me. Do I look to the church for guidance? To many churches? Do I look to individuals, even scientists, mentors, people that are
Final
intelligent? Do I look to
destination.
them for guidance? Yes, I do. I look to them for guidance, but I listen most to God and above all else, above all others.
You know what? Final destination, you have to be the most sunshiny
And
person I've ever met in my life.
Hinduism, I don't know enough about it, but I got to tell you, I love the love. Like obviously, love the love. So there's
Final
definitely enough
Destination
there
came
that
back, and Final Destination was a person who, if you go on the last stream and you go by the live chat, relentlessly put into the chat that women were not to be trusted. Women had it easier. And
Yahweh. Yes, and
uh,
El Shaddai is I always say El Shaddai.
I only speak the naked truth. Fids, I kind of agree. I think that's kind of what we were saying to Final Destination last time too. It's
You
kind
guys
of
are
you, man.
horrible. I don't talk that much when I'm not. I'm sitting here on this thing replying to you. You, TC, you got me. You got me. You did. I'll sit back here. You want me to be quiet? Fine. I'm fine with that. I don't have to do anything. I'll sit here and eat. Okay, Thomas, it's all you.
Well, let's
TC
see.
spoke. Yeah,
And Fid's your mom. Who are you? He's Fid's your mom. He has a wrench. That's what he is. Well, Cheryl has a wrench. Motivation. I am me. Eve tempted Adam. Adam was a good boy. Nathan. Hey, Nathan. What's up, Nathan?
Hey,
Nathan.
hey, Vince. Though, if you have a wrench, one of the main rules is we don't put other people down. We just don't.
He's been doing good
So
work. He's
when you
being
wrote maybe
improved.
you are the problem, like
Go to
that's
the.
not for you to say, and especially not in Love Is All. And I'm not. I mean, thank you for helping. Okay, but if you're gonna be a moderator, I need you to know that.
No,
So
Vids
hopefully you
is
take
good
that
people.
well.
Vids is good people. He's not like
Okay.
DC. DC kind of came in here, and DC kind of like had a little meltdown.
Mm,
Sucks anyway. Stay. Oh my God, Final Destination, dude.
I
Chill.
don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but
Right. Uh, she stopped talking.
you guys are there. I will bring you into my web. No, come on. I like so.
Marriage only benefits women
You're
these days,
right.
dude.
That
Final
you wish.
Destination. I wish to God we. If this was like Howard Stern or something, my goal would be to get you on a date with a woman and see how you fare. Like I would actually pay to see that. Even prenups don't work out for men these days, for real.
If I had a prenup, it would have saved my butt. Hmm. Wish I would have.
Well, it's not all men and
I
women.
really, I
You
mean,
have to
really wish
find
I
the
would
right
have.
people. You have to find the right people. People that fit you. Fit your mom. It sounds like. Um, Women are soft as fuck. They can be if you cuddle with them, which I'm not sure you have done lately. According to the Bible, women must submit. So I don't go to church. Well, the Bible says a lot of things they don't necessarily, find to be good guidance in this day and age. Especially, unfortunately, Robert's favorite Old Testament. I'm more of a New Testament guy when it comes to the Bible. Laws and societies. Someone can help there. Okay, you guys are going into some weird territory here. Let's, can we? How about this? How about everybody just love each other? Base part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. It will be. Oh God. Okay. Goodbye. Sorry, TC, but you went a little bit too far with that last one, buddy. So that one was a little bit too far. So you got to go.
Racist? That's what that one
So
was.
Howard Stern is on his 10th booster. um, who knows? I think people in here need like booster shots of something. We're leaving you Final Destination, because I swear to
I used
God,
to
one day
watch Howard Stern back
you're
in the
you're,
day.
you're gonna
Actually, I used to listen to Howard Stern, and then I watched it. I was like, "Whoa, now he really is doing all that stuff on there." Okay,
want men to sleep with
I
each
didn't know
other. Why
that.
would you think it's easy for them?
But then I was like, he's so intelligent, and yet is he actually angry? I can't tell. No, I think he's making
I just
fun of everything. He was making fun of
I just want Final Destination.
us.
Actually, if he comes in here, I just want him
And
to keep coming
dumb
back.
people, I
If
think,
he's gonna say
and I'm
something, yeah.
sorry to put it that way, but that's actually what he would have, like, the way I think he
Wouldn't
would have thought. Sorry, go ahead.
might as well quit the stream at this point. It's getting to that point. I think it's been like an hour or two already. It's like an hour and a half. So it's kind of digressing. But it's by the way,
We
how
have
is your?
10 likes and there's 15 people. There's 15 people in here right
Oh
now.
yeah, it's still going on. But I mean, shut it down maybe half an hour from now. About you
Yeah,
feel
we're
like
at
that?
103
Okay.
here.
Okay. Easy to nail. What? Okay, Robert. That one. Oh Lord. Okay. Final Destination. I'd love you to stay here. You keep posting weird
He's
stuff.
literally saying that to get your goats.
Well, apparently
Get
goats are the
it?
thing.
Get it? Get it? You get it?
My link tells the story of
No?
Canada
Okay.
inventing gaydar. I know guys who have gaydar. Um, Women get unrealistic expectations from men. Let's, why don't we equate that all into stuff about being about quite about love? People love each other for different reasons. There's different kinds of love when it comes between men and
Where's all the
women.
women in the group? Where are they
Nowhere,
at, Cheryl?
nowhere. You're on an island by yourself, unfortunately. Here,
There's like we got a couple of. Did Cheryl
you
leave? Okay.
a Bulgarian manga. No, you know what? That Final Destination only. That's the first time I've agreed with you. relations, men are less like, but that's society. It's not men's
Mm.
fault.
They are allowed
That has to
though. I
change.
have two boys. I've taught them and they do it. And honestly, they have more girls and women and everything that want to. They're
I
straight
was
and
going
they have more attention
no
from actually both sides. The
vids,
guys too are kinder to them.
vids.
They
Do
don't get in
your
as much trouble
do what you gotta do. Do I watch
and they
WWE?
don't
No,
hold it in, like and
vids. Do
keep
what
it
you
until
gotta do. But hold on for
they've
a second.
learned what is
Hold on,
better.
hold on. Vids, do what you got to do because you put him on stopping, let him moderate. However, leave Final Destination alone. He amuses me. So just leave him alone. One day he'll say something happy and he'll find a beautiful woman and he'll fall in love and his personality will change. We're waiting for that day, Final Destination. Or maybe that is your Final Destination. Uh, but Rusty, a super coffee is on.
Hmm.
Jay Lo
Hey,
showed
I'm
you.
recruiting for
Well,
love is
who
all,
showed it to
so
you?
I'm recruiting for people to be good to each other, always,
But
and
anyway,
working on myself daily. Especially this right here.
it's but put it this way, guys. When it comes down to women and men, there's different ways of loving people. There's different levels of loving people. I think if you lock anybody out, if you lock it, if you say something's going to happen, like it's weird for guys and women, especially for guys. The best thing you can have is
Hmm.
confidence. You know. Oh, I love Charles Bukowski poems. I love Bill Burr too.
Frank Affa, since we haven't said it in a while, we're actually here for other reasons than just talking about God. This is just the way that the night has turned. Sometimes that happens. Um, However, we are actually here to raise awareness about loving. So I suppose, I mean, this is
We're here
definitely
to
along those
we're
lines.
here to raise awareness for loving and being kind.
Um,
We're also here
so
to
that we can, yeah, are you just gonna,
We're also here. That's why there's a PayPal link at the
I
bottom
was
to
about
raise
to
money to
say
get her
that,
from Oregon
what
to
he's gonna get
Illinois
into now.
to get medical help. So the biggest thing with the 15 people here, which I haven't said all stream,
Wait,
is
did
link.
you put that on there?
I pinned it. The PayPal thing is pinned
You
in the
put
chat.
the fun, you didn't put a GoFundMe. There's no GoFundMe, right?
There's no, not yet. No, not until we work out the
Okay, so the
wrinkles.
PayPal is not, okay.
Hmm. What? It's services right now.
It's for Love is All.
Right. It is.
Yes, it
It is.
is.
But
Okay.
at the moment, it's just a placeholder. But
I just want to make sure that we are clear. If you put a GoFundMe up for me to get to Illinois,
right.
and then that's what it's for. If someone wants to pay, if they want a gift to go to that, I need gas cards. uh, I'm working on getting a lease for a car. I don't have it yet. If you have a line for that here in Oregon, let me know. Um, or if I need to fly to Illinois and then get one there, but I figured getting one here would be a lot easier for me. Um, I have a clean record, so that's all good. Um, I can pass a federal background check, so that's all good. I can pass the school background check. What else do you need? um, anyway, so I am trying to get to Illinois. That's for sure because I need some healthcare things taken care of. He's writing a GoFundMe for me because I have a difficult time doing it. Honestly, I have a difficult time asking for help. I had a difficult time asking my church for like $5. Okay, so and I had a difficult time asking them for $10 to get a certification to help the church. Like I just didn't want it. I'm like, but I'll find a way to. I'm not
So
finding a way.
let's put it this way: she has to make
I
it
can
to
help
Illinois
people,
because
all of this stuff, and then it
on
comes back. They do
well
help me. Thank you.
the basics of it are is that because of what things that are going on with Stephanie, because of the things that the things that are going on with her, she has to come to here to see medical experts that can help her, and also to be around people that can help her as well. And Final Destination is absolutely right. If you like it, subscribe and show some love. That's awesome too. So besides just the donation thing, you can also just like and subscribe and come back. And
At love is all. At love is all
uh,
one.
and that
At
love
love
is
is
all
all.
one.
At love is all
And
one.
then two, eventually there'll be a website, and eventually there'll be an LLC. It'll be a charity too. But for right now, early days.
Basically, gas is the biggest thing. Like fuel is the biggest thing. So if you put any money in the PayPal, that's what I will use it for. I go back and forth to church. I work at the food bank. I have already been bringing groups together, like Harvest Call, Kaiser Community Emergency Response Team, which I actually founded the nonprofit version of it. You can find that if you look it up. My name is there for that nonprofit, for Project Good Neighbors nonprofit, for anyway. There's a bunch of them. And they are doing things. They've done things. Project Good Neighbors is no longer active, but that was like a group of 4 people. So they did a whole bunch. Kaiser Community Emergency Response Team, very active, still will be active, has a sign up in Kaiser. Yes, yes, yes. They're active in the county, so that's just amazing. No,
Um,
no, I don't drive a
we,
Super Duty truck,
also, too, Arnold, I'm not
but
nobody's using drugs.
I would, I
And we talk
guess.
about please come to Jesus, and you missed the entire part of the
That's what I was
stream. Go
kidding.
back to the beginning of the stream, and we talk about Jesus at length. Um, Ric Flair turned 76. Oh, good for Ric Flair.
Wait, who's using drugs? Are they
That
talking
was
about
the,
us?
yeah.
Hopefully they're not talking about us.
Not sure. Final Destination. I think Final Destination is like really bored.
Well, not using drugs, so find somebody else to ask.
We know Jesus
Oh,
loves
wait,
us.
wait. Let me back up. The doctor put me on prednisone, and I hate prednisone. So if I look anything like, if I start doing this, I realized I was like biting a little bit earlier. My jaw hurt because like day 4 prednisone, from all of the reactions to the air and everything. That's why I can't be on drugs even if I wanted to be. If I was on drugs right now, my face would be like totally all broke out. And
What is Ozempic?
not good.
What is Ozempic? I like that question. I don't know, but I see it advertised all over the place. I have no idea what the fuck Ozempic is. Excuse me, I was swore, but that's okay. Being hella suspicious right now.
Oh no, they're talking about girls.
Over explaining.
Women. They're talking about women.
I don't think anybody's over
It's
explaining.
late. Where's the people from overseas? What happened to, was it Nathan from Australia?
Nathan was here, and Vids was here. Nathan also comes from the Vids from Vape and Fagan channel.
Well, I don't
But
know where he comes from, but I like him. He's nice.
yeah, he is. Final Destination. I am from Canada. Vids is from Canada.
Okay.
Can I come visit?
I like
Personally,
Canada. I mean,
um,
honestly, I've been to Vancouver and I got to go on the
Robert,
really
please.
long suspension bridge. Oh, that was so much fun.
Um, but yeah, it's. But that is what the purpose of the thing is. The PayPal links there
Hey, Vid said anytime.
cool.
I'm not that far from Canada. Which part of Canada are we talking here? The east side, the west side, the middle, way far up. If up is a direction of geography,
Just
usually topography,
Saskatchewan,
geography.
Saskatchewan
Up,
province.
down, that makes
That's
sense.
cool. The guy in Ontario had some stuff to say today.
Hopped up.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm using. I recommend Final Destination as our unofficial mascot. All he does is just say weird stuff all the time.
Hey, I have a toboggan, Dr. Manis. You want to go on a toboggan with me for some therapy?
Lady sounds tipsy.
He wrote therapy with an audience. I had to give him something.
Yeah, yeah. I know what Saskatchewan's at. Arnold, we follow Jesus Christ too. Both governments suck shit. Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, did he say where he was from? Hold on, I may have missed it. Oh, north
Saskatchewan
of North
province.
Dakota and some of. Okay, you said it too.
Saskatchewan,
Okay.
which is right there, like you said. And then the other guys from. Ooh.
So yeah, we have to go toward the middle to get up there.
Arnold from India. I'm trying to figure out the point of this live. The point of this live is to sit here and talk. It's been almost 2 hours, so it's been talking. It's also to raise awareness and They try
Well,
to get
I don't
money
know
to
about
the
2 hours. It says
where.
1 minute and 14 second or 1 hour,
Yeah, but
1 hour and 14 minutes. Okay,
it
yeah,
looped too. Like the start of it looped back once. You know what I'm saying? Like it did before. So it stopped one time.
yeah, but only right at the very beginning.
Uh, guys, I need help.
It was
Yes, go
only a few
ahead.
minutes
Read
in.
Anita Stately.
Well, we're here. You're here. Interesting group tonight.
Something like that. I forget his here. Yo, Maltz. Well, that was Maltz. 24.
Yeah.
Uh,
Spencer, lovely. Yeah, your Taco Bell burrito is probably fine. I think is
yeah,
that your point?
there's enough preservatives in Taco Bell to probably be fine if you left it out there for a week. Um,
I mean, we've all left like the French fry or the hamburger, like the kids throw the hamburger somehow that gets hidden somewhere. The McDonald's hamburger. Those things last forever. I mean, I wouldn't eat it. You could paint it or something and turn it into a piece of art because it will not
I will
mold.
say, I will say another purpose of this. This YouTube channel was originally my YouTube channel, and so it has like 900 and some odd
Ah,
subscribers.
Dr.
Another
Manis is
cool
from New
thing.
Zealand.
So another cool thing to be another cool thing to be would be liking and subscribing to reach a
Stunning.
thousand. That'd be awesome too. So there's many things you could do where you're in, but I think it'll be here for a little while longer.
Oh,
Okay,
Molt. Yo. Yo.
right.
That's what he wrote. Or
Um,
she. I can't.
19.
It's so hard to see the picture to guess, and then I'm guessing. Um, the profile name. Should we just, if people could start just putting next to their profile name like their pronouns, so that we don't have to guess. That would be nice. What do you think? Should we start a thing? Love is all. I'll put she, her, I,
Yeah,
she, her. You
it's just a.
I'm
I
not
mean,
kidding. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking because it is difficult to tell, and I want to be able to call people who I don't just want to say final, final, final over and over again. I guess I can. Hey, Malt, yo.
yeah. Well, at least we have interesting people's names. You have Doctor Mantis.
Nice, Spencer. I just tell you, I pass all these background checks. Is all failed background checks. Well, no. Yes, you're gonna get me. No. Doing so much good. I'm doing so. You know how much? Do you know how hard how much I work without working and still am working right now? Even I'm here with all of you because I love you. Like I love you. Like I really do mean that. So, eh, what you gonna do? Just move on, I guess. You got me again. Yes, most of the people here are he, him. I realize that.
Could say anything.
Yeah, we can say he in the English language and mean
I,
female as well.
I
Where
think.
as
I
a
think.
woman can be a he or a she in the English language. You sorry, go ahead, Thomas.
No, I just said I think Cheryl even left at some point to get out of here at some
She
point.
left a while ago.
Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, she hasn't been here for a minute. I don't think so. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. We can cut out. We've been here for over an hour. We wanted to do an hour. Nathan is still
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Final's still here. There's a bunch of people that are still here. Spencer Crow came in. Where's the? Oh, um, I gotta go. Robert's still here.
where it's turning into a philosophical debate about chromosomes.
Vids
And
is still here, obviously, which is hilarious. Vids of your mom on Ryan.
gosh, is anything going to happen on this live? Things are
So just so
happening
you
on this.
guys know, my time it's midnight. It's just after midnight. That's my time here. So I like midnight. So after midnight, yeah, you know. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, we haven't got to do enough artwork. Can we do more art next time?
Yeah, of
Writing,
course.
singing.
I think
I
next
am
time. I
writing.
think next time we could, if we can do it a little bit earlier. If we do an early
You
one, we
always
could.
say that, and if things go great and nobody interferes with life, and I go to the store and they have the water they're supposed to
Bye, Doctor
have, and
Man. Have
the
fun.
can
Thank you.
places taking care of everything, and if
No,
all of those
wait.
things lined up,
Hold on for a second. I
I
will
think we're
say it
here. We're
is
supposed to
weird.
be.
Vids, you know Mark, and I know if Nathan is here, you know Mark. We find it weird with the numbers. Like, why is this randomly on my feed? Who knows, man? But like, basically, like those 3,000, 2,000, 2,000, and 1,000 for numbers. So that's the way that works. It seems.
Thanks, Final. I agree with you. He says, Final said, live in the present moment, guys.
That's a good way to think. Live while you can. You
Vince
never
wrote
know.
something, and then he wrote
You
J.K.
know, wait,
lol. Like,
wait a
just,
minute.
oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Stephanie.
Wait
I'm
a
just
minute.
kidding.
Wait a minute. Wait a
don't,
minute. Wait a
don't.
minute. Why I'm thinking about that and why we're still here because, like I said, we'll have to end soon. But the thing is, I do have a good story from today, which was I got on a bus and there was like an old lady there, and she was talking to a bus driver, and she said to the bus driver, she wasn't sure what her purpose was. All her friends had started to pass. The guy drove the bus, four whose friends had died within the last week. Um, so it kind of goes into what Final Destination was saying about just living while you can. And then when she asked what her purpose was, I said that part of the purpose that she had today was I was a younger person and she had taught me some of the things that I can, look at when I got older and imparted the knowledge to me. And that was her purpose for the day, besides other things. So, your purpose varies from place to place. You live life while you can because there's always a
I
purpose to
agree with
everything.
you. I agree with you. I'm reading. Let's just, my face is, I'm reading. I agree with you,
That's fine.
Thomas.
But yeah, I always thought that was a very inspiring story that at least I could put up here why it's still fresh in my mind. And then when she got back, I helped her back on the bus and everything else. And, um, she seemed happier when she left those interactions. You can tell she didn't want to, but
Stars and magic. They're making fun of us. They're basically calling us drug users, which obviously we're not. That's why it's funny. And then
well,
she's nodding now, like, because I'm like nodding, get it? I'm nodding. I'm nodding
yeah,
off or something.
well,
I'm like totally awake.
you
It's
know,
funny
I
though.
gave up on the crack cocaine and the meth highballs at noon. Um,
What's okay? Sorry to ask, or maybe I'm not sorry. What is a highball?
so there's
A
when
methamphetamine highball.
anything, if
What is
anything,
that?
if Vids and Nathan are still here, Vids and Nathan are like, when I've drank before, they've seen me drunk, so I'm not drinking or trust me.
I'm high a little bit on the prednisone. I gotta be honest. The prednisone is, but it's not.
Well,
The
that's a
funny thing is
medication
that I
you
would be
get from a
awake
doctor.
anyway. Midnight, yeah, I'd be awake. I don't sleep. I can't sleep that well.
That's it's
So
a
I actually sleep better with on the prednisone than I do with not taking it. But I haven't had it in years. It's been years because I'm like, no, do not give me that medication. I don't want it because it does kind of it has some really. I don't like all of it. Get pain and
eliminate.
things like
You know
that.
what it is? I think it
I
is
have opposite
eliminating
effects to
people.
medications. Fizz is pleading the fifth.
Where was Nathan vaping on some beer?
Can you do that on YouTube? Okay.
What?
Plead
You
the
do what?
fifth.
Apparently.
I mean, don't you have to be like arrested technically to plead the fifth, or like be under thought? They have to have a reason to arrest you in order to plead the fifth. Like otherwise,
I
isn't
think
doesn't
so.
really. I mean, it's,
Adrian Brody's never been married. Leonardo DiCaprio's never been married. Why? Why? Oh God. I'm not even gonna say the next one.
don't say any of them. Do you see me? See the slips.
Wow.
Mm.
Who else?
Go like this.
80s
Act like a
fashion.
silly person. That'll work. Then they'll just laugh again and say, "Oh, they must be doing drugs," and I'm like, "Oh, that's so original because you're so smart." Oh, there comes a mosquito. Was that from you? Somebody sent a mosquito in my room. Ugh. Oh, it's the holes in my roof. I forgot. Dude, the cat that's up there that lives. I have a cat that lives upstairs. Oh, I should show you guys before we go. Right. So my roof is a tarp inside of a shop. Okay, I live inside of a shop. I have a little room built inside of a shop that I helped build. So my ceiling is a tarp. I is somebody else write something really hilarious? Apparently,
Me, they did.
apparently,
Videos your mom said I've
apparently.
been married for
So,
years and I love my life more than I ever have. And final listeners and marriage is a leading reason for divorce.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody says that. That's whatever. Anyway, but the marriage thing. I mean, obviously, you can't get divorced if you don't get married. Um, obviously. So you can't die if you're not born. So anyway, um, we can say obvious things here. I can tell you about the roof that I have here, which is a tarp, and there's a kitty cat. Well, first there was a rat that came in because one of the neighbors left some garbage in the bad place. So I got a rat, and then I tried to get rid of it. It was really smart though, and every time I would talk to it, it would like literally come near me and then like stop and up there above me, right? So I had this rat. It was doing things. It was going where I told it to though. And then the cat came and it got in because it got really cold outside and there was a bunch of fire smoke from the neighbors and everything and the wildfires actually. And it came in and it climbs up over my tarp and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was one big rat is what I thought at first. And then I realized, wait, it's not running like fast like a rat. What is that? It's not a raccoon. No, it's not a raccoon.
So the
So
rat
I
thought
go
like,
out there and I saw the shadow and there was a cat out there.
wait a minute, wait a
I'm
minute,
like,
wait a minute.
it's climbing above me and
I
it's
think,
dropping stuff on my head.
wait,
It's
wait, wait, wait,
also
hold on
putting
for a
in
second.
holes and letting
Hold
in
on for a second though.
bugs,
You also had
whatever.
spiders. You have
Yes, I
cats.
know. Okay, it's
Wait,
a good thing that I'm clean, or this place would be way worse.
wait a minute. Here's the thing though. You have spiders. You have cats. You have rats. You're only missing a few things to do that whole entire book, remember? Because the spiders.
I had a squirrel in here one time too because they come. The squirrels and the birds come right next to me. No, there's no possum here. The possum's been run off by the raccoons that like me. So
I had a write-in vote this election. I voted for Harrison Ford. He
yeah,
has a presidential
I
sounding name.
didn't. I'm not saying who I voted for, but it
I
wasn't
voted for
who
Harrison
somebody
Ford.
thinks I might have voted for, and
I also
honestly, it
voted.
wasn't even the other person either.
I
I
take
didn't
that
want
back.
either one to win. Let's be honest.
I wrote in
Uh,
Harrison Ford. I wrote in Harrison Ford slash Han Solo slash Indiana Jones.
I
I
knew who
figured
would win though, way long before Trump was ever even the nominee. You can ask all my family and all my friends. I told them they're like, "Who do you think's gonna win?" Every time they ask me that, I'm like, "What did I say last time?" You think I changed my mind? If I actually said that for sure, then I meant it. Because I won't. If somebody asks me a question and I'm not sure of the answer for the future, I'll be like, "Well, I don't know yet. I'll know when I know." And otherwise, it doesn't matter to me. God tells me, he tells me. If he doesn't, he doesn't. That's how it is. It has to do with what I've seen of the world, really. So
Oh
that's
no!
fine.
In 2020, I actually Marie Claire.
I fish, but what do you want to fish for, Arnold? What are you asking about? What kind of fishing? I go out on boats, in the ocean, on rivers, at the docks, on the docks, side of the body of water, in the body of water.
You fish at
Or
bodies of
something.
water. Oh my God, how amazing!
I know, right? Well, I didn't want to go over every single one. There's quite a few.
Yeah, how many people are
So,
you?
do you guys have? Where's Vince from anyway? Is he out there with you, or is he over there? Like, is anybody? Oh yeah, he said where he's from. Is anybody here from Idaho? Anyone at all? Just okay. Just curious if anybody comes. Let me know. I want to know.
I like that they start talking about come out and all of a sudden Final Destination. Women have it easy.
Hey, I've used lots of strings and sticks and worms. You know what I like to catch with those? Crawfish. Works really well. In fact, I have, if I can go get it, I have a stick that I whittled part of it. I've whittled other things better, but my stick, even though it's not perfectly whittled, I love it. So I have a stick. It
Oh
works
wow.
great for yanking up. I have my fishing line is on it, on my stick, and then I have on the end of it, I have a little thing where I can hook or wrap it around something like a worm or a hot dog or piece of meat, whatever. Something smelly, extra fish pieces, whatever. Put
Oh,
it in the water, and then the crawfish come out and grab on it. And when they move just a little bit. Then I kind of like move the food just a little closer to them, and then they'll come out. And if you might even get two of them on at the same time and pull them up. They will not let go. It's fun. I love catching crawfish under rocks. And you can. I always see them. I see them from far away. I'm like, there's a crawfish down there. Everyone's like, my feet. I'm like, you're fine unless you stick your toes underneath there, then leave them there and don't move. But if you move at all and like walk away, they're fine. You're fine. I've never been. Has anybody gotten snapped by a crawfish? I never have. I've caught tons of them.
no. I have been chased by a duck. Not that.
Uh, is Robert saying mean things about other people still too? Super rushing. Okay. Back. Well, I'm done. I'm reading. I'm trying to catch up here. Oh my gosh. You guys are fast. Hmm.
Okay.
Well, this is from Springfield, Ohio.
Okay.
Yes, it is good classic fishing. I grew up camping and exploring, and I've always been an explorer. I've always loved to be out in nature with God. It's pretty much why I was with God when I was 6 years old and younger, and why my first memories of I was not even, well, let's see, I was barely over a year old. My mom seems to think it was my first Mother's Day, which would have made me only like 5 months old. So I can't imagine that that's my memory, my first memory. That I was 5 months old. I feel like the time that she was talking about that I remember that I told her about, and then she told me what it was, what event transpired at that time. I feel like I had to have been a year old. I mean, like my first memory can't be from 5 months old, can it? You guys think that's possible? I have a pretty clear memory at 5 months old. My mom says that this event happened on Mother's Day, her first Mother's Day, which would have been my first Mother's Day being born. So I no, I don't. That seems a little young to me. But you never know, I guess. Anyway, but back when I was like 2.5 years old, I already knew that I was like, that I had faith in God, and I didn't even know what God was or anything back then. So Nice final. Talk to the sky. Talk to the sky. Joe Hacker 86. That's what they wrote. You guys are funny. Random recommendations. Who knows? Yeah, you guys are probably all here because of random recommendations. And what were you thinking tonight when you saw this on your feed? Love is all. What were you thinking? Were you thinking, I need love in my life? I'm sad and lonely? Or were you thinking, screw those people? I don't know. I mean, I'm just curious. Or were you thinking, I want better for myself and others? Like on some level, was anybody thinking anything good? I'm here for your pleasure. Hey, bid, that's it's quite. Thank you. I'll just say that. So people are coming here after the fishing channel. That's interesting. I guess they think we're fishing. Nathan, that's awesome though. Were you really you were in Asia for the Chinese New Year? Did you know that I'm a fire snake? So is Thomas too. This is the year of the snake. Yay. That means it's going to be highly productive. It already was. It already is. I was like, yes, we're getting something done. I just looked that up. Like when I was going to go to this event of the Chinese New Year. I wanted to go to this event in Portland, and so I wanted to go to the event. So I was, what year is this again? I was like, oh, it's the year of the snake. That's right. I was like, yes. Buy her steak. Buy her steak. And like I'm from, it's cool because it covers 1977 and 78. That's all I'll say about that. Although you could easily figure out what our birthdays are, or you just don't know which one's which, right? We lost the lady on the. Where's the lady on the left? Wait, that's my. Which side is my left on the screen? Sorry. Thomas,
Yes.
are you ready to go night night?
No, I'm gonna end this in a few couple minutes.
They're starting to devolve into this like.
Well, yeah, it's gone kind of nuts. It's just the thing. It's just I just been sitting
Into
there reading.
it's late
I
at
just
night and we've written so much and now we just want to and whatever their brains are going.
this is
Oh hey final. And we took off before. We just here
I'll
longer.
go to bed eventually. I still be gonna be up in 3.5 hours. Um,
How do you all know each other? I know him because I met him online. Right, we're both writers, and I read one of his poems, and I didn't know what to write. And then I read another one of his poems, and I didn't know what to write because they were just kind of really sad and they're so sad and just grumpy was the only word I could think of that wasn't like totally. Hey, why are you so dang depressed? What's wrong with you? Do you need me? Do you need like I don't know. What do you need? A hug? Like 20 hugs? What's going on? So I just wrote the word grumpy. That's all I wrote. That was it. That was my introduction to him. That was his introduction to me. And then he like barely noticed it, wrote me back, and then later he ended up writing. Yeah, later. Go ahead, tell me. What'd you do later?
hmm?
Why did you finally start talking to me?
No, no,
Like
no.
all I wrote was grumpy. Then what?
I said goodbye to Robert because he said he was leaving. So I said
Okay,
later. He said
goodbye,
goodbye.
Robert. Yeah, I know, but I tell me the other part, the later of the when you met me.
No.
Ah,
Um, basically, I hate texting. Um, um, but no, I met her online. She came visit me in 2019. We've been, really close ever since. That's been a good thing.
No, I
Um,
mean, what happened with it? I called you grumpy on online, right? And
yeah,
then I didn't call you. I was just saying your poem was
I
grumpy.
don't
Your
think you
poem
want.
was grumpy.
I don't think you want the whole story of that. Then we ended up talking like by a private messenger for like most of a day and into the night.
No, in the very beginning, I
No,
wrote you.
that was the
That
very
was
beginning.
no, 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 no. I wrote you first before we ever started talking. That was in like April of 2019. You and I never talked on the phone
Oh,
until October, just before Halloween in 2019. Just before Halloween. Was it the day before Halloween? Was
no,
the first
yes,
time we talked on the phone. Hmm.
no. It's somewhere before there. I remember that
It was the
now.
day before Halloween because I was getting ready and
Okay,
I was
fine.
gonna get.
It was Halloween Eve. Oh, because the veils were thin. No, it was Halloween Eve. Yeah. But I forget
Hmm.
exactly what I'm talking about.
I
I
remember.
remember.
Maybe
I remember
I
what I
remember.
wished 4 weeks prior. But I mean, like I said, that's all goes into. But I wish. Finally, you scare me, buddy. But you're like, I don't know. One day you're gonna say something different and surprise. Well, you already have said a couple things that surprised me. Um, I don't need a comb. I have my fingers. Um,
He likes it like that.
yes,
Maybe
I
I'll do
do.
that tomorrow. Should I take my hair out before we go to bed? Because I'm gonna. Cause I mean, not hair out, but should I take my hair down?
Take your hair out.
Well, not
Yeah, take,
out. I'm not gonna take my
take
hair
your hair out.
out. It doesn't come out. I don't have any weaves or anything like that. I didn't mean that. I meant like my mom always said that. You know, my grandma said that. Take my hair out. I'm like, wait, where are you gonna take your hair out? No, no, no. It's not what I meant.
No, I don't want to think about that. Unleash the fleas.
I don't have any fleas. Oh my god. Uh,
Okay. Um, well,
no, just upstairs with the. I might soon. I guess he's right. If that cat decides to
I'm
come down, I'm
in.
telling you, it's trying to come down here and see
I
me.
am in Chicagoland. Um, I am. She's in Oregon. We're trying to get her from Oregon to Illinois, though, for some medical stuff. That's what the PayPal link is for. But this is going to
Well,
end probably
the PayPal link is initially for gas for me to get back and forth to church to help a bunch of people with the food bank and at the end of March, beginning of April, that's when that's when I have the time to be able to go to Illinois, and that's what I'm planning on doing. Going to Illinois, I already have that lined up as far as like I need to be at a specialist. They have a specialist here in Portland, but my insurance won't pay for it if I'm here in the county that I'm in, and the specialist is up at the university at OHSU. And I don't know if you looked into that, but I have to literally live right next door, and all the houses that are next door are like $5,000 a month for rent, if not more. I mean, if you have a place, you want me to go stay up next to OHSU, and I can have my own place because I have allergies and all this other stuff. So it's like I need a place to be so I can get the right kind of treatment. I need a special specialist, not just a regular hematologist. I've been to lots of them. I'm allergic to iron. Okay, I have a healthy. Anybody that knows anything about iron infusions, I have a healthy kidney and I don't have cancer. So that means my immune system already is very strong. It does work really well. I have high sensitivities to everything as far as like I can feel, taste, smell, everything. All my senses are very heightened. I can handle way more than most people though. So there's that. Like you could poison me and I'd end up being fine. I'd have major reactions and then I'd end up being fine. So there's that. This last time though, I really needed the prednisone because I started to get an actual real infection, not what was perceived an infection. Anyway, I'm allergic to iron. Mostly, I need a better specialist. I have already been told to go to them twice. I had one lined up in Portland up at OHSU, and I couldn't afford it. So I'm gonna go where I have physical support, like somebody to help feed me while I'm going through any kind of treatments, and also I can get to the right doctors and have my insurance pay for it. So There's that.
Um,
So I'm
I
doing it the right
am.
way.
I am just so you know, we're gonna wrap this up in a minute because we're just generating.
Sorry,
Um,
Joe. I don't know how it. You can look up the feed and find out how it did.
right.
Was it
You
us?
just you just go backwards because I've been sitting here staring at that and I don't know what's going on at the moment. But I do
It's
want to say
large.
before we do go that I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate Final Destination. Definitely appreciate Vid and Cheryl for being here with the wrenches and everything else, and even everybody else who commented, meaning Robert who already left. And a couple other people. I know there's one guy was his name Ghoul something or something Ghost or something. But we love you guys, and we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully a bit earlier than this. Maybe the next day, who knows how it goes, depending on how it goes. But we'll be back soon, and keep tuned out for it. Like and subscribe if you want, and we will talk to you soon. The PayPal link is down there. It's also in the channel description, as well as a Cash App link. So if you guys want to contribute to her journey, you're getting gas money and everything else. And we appreciate you, and you guys can have a good night. Like really good night. Good night. Bye bye. Very
Good
well.
night. Good night. Go ahead.